Graves to all personnel. Demeter is the gateway to the frontier. By attacking our largest refueling depot, the militia thinks they can shut the door on us. You will correct that perspective. Graves out.
Pilots, defend the hard points at all costs. If the militia overload the reactor core, it's all over. Strap in.
Anvil 1 is to go. Anvil 2 standing by. Anvil 3 is good to go. Anvil 4 is to go. I hate this part. Cut the chatter. Initiating drop sequence.
Separation confirmed. Stand by. Approaching shock layer. Impact in 3, 2, 1.
We are beginning back. This is a bit of campaign footage. I didn't really need to show that intro, but it looks kind of cool, so I thought I'd leave it in there, you know. So, reading the news last night, the gaming news I should say, Xbox One figures have doubled since the release of Titanfall. Now, I'm sure there'll be people in the PS4 camp saying this doesn't matter at all, it's just a blip. And there'll be people in the Xbox One camp just shouting the opposite view, just saying, look, Titanfall, this is it, and you don't have this game. Look, the Xbox One's going to win the console war. I think in reality it tells you less about which console is best or which console is worse. And it just tells you that people will invest in a console, in a new console, with very few games, just to have a good multiplayer experience. People spend a ton more time in multiplayer games than they do in single player games. And if I was a CEO at either Xbox or Sony, I would try and push multiplayer games right at the start of the console generation, just because that people will invest in a new console if there's a good multiplayer game in there. They'll just get tons more value out of it than they would, say, for a single 10-hour, 20-hour, even 60-hour campaign. I think Watch Dogs is around 40 hours. But to me, multiplayer is where it's at. You can spend hundreds and hundreds of hours. And I know some of the Call of Duty and the Battlefield 4 guys, they spend hundreds of hours and they get so much value out of one game. It's unbelievable. So if you're a PS4 guy, I wouldn't get too disheartened about these figures. I think all it shows you is as soon as you guys get a really, really good compulsive multiplayer game, you'll see a huge spike in PS4 figures as well. That's all it says. Right, the second piece of news I got for you today is, surprise, surprise, Microsoft is working on a VR headset. Now, I think everybody knows about the Oculus Rift. I've still not used the Oculus Rift. I think I will get it for PC once the retail version comes out. But I haven't jumped in, and I don't know anything about it. I'm not really too up on 3D. 3D usually gives me a headache, so we'll have to see. I don't get motion sickness, and I've never been seasick, so hopefully when I do get to try it, it should be okay. But yeah, Microsoft is building a VR headset. That's not really a surprise to me. I don't think they want to be left in the dark when it comes to VR, especially considering that Sony is about to unveil a VR headset at GDC. So the rumours go. It may not unveil. It may wait to unveil it at E3, but yeah, it's definitely coming. Sony's definitely making a VR headset. Now, my personal opinion is Sony has really made a mistake and screwed up, just because they should have been developing it. It should have been out with the PS4. If it was out with the PS4, every single developer who works on a PS4 game would know that technology is with every single PS4, and they can adjust their development team to reflect that. Now, if it's a peripheral that only certain members of the community have got, then they're going to have to be adjusting their development teams and take resources to develop integration with a peripheral that they're not sure how many people will have. So I mean, it's not really a cost-effective thing for game developers to do. I think if Sony had developed this VR headset in conjunction with the PS4 and released it with the PS4, then they would totally be dominating. They would totally, I would say, see you later Xbox, and I would have bought a PS4 on day one. VR is very much something that is for a hardcore gamer, and the Kinect really isn't. The Kinect is for like the Wii kind of people, you know, the grannies who want to play boxing and all that nonsense. But I have to say, with this news that Microsoft is also making VR technology, it's great for everybody else who's into VR. I mean, the PS4 guys who are going to be getting these VR headsets, and the Oculus Rift guys. I mean, if every single tier of gaming, PC, PS4 and Xbox One, if they all have VR technology, then you know that the developers are going to be implementing it for each and every system, and it's going to be a big part of this next generation, you know. So it's good all round, to be honest with you. I think if every part of the industry is doing VR, then it's just going to push it to the next level. But the question, as always, is going to be, who's going to do it best? Now, I seem to think that the Kinect, although a lot of people don't like it, it will be very, very good for VR. Some people may have seen the latest version of Oculus Rift with a load of little white dots on it. Now, they're actually infrared LEDs, which give a much more accurate motion tracking than the kind of actuators that you find in mobile phones, and that's what's being used at the moment in the current Oculus Rift. Now, the Kinect has all the camera technology to do it, and to do it really well, and do it a lot better than the Oculus Rift does it. I don't know if anybody's aware of Track IR, but Track IR works super well, and I've got Track IR, and hopefully that's going to be used with the Oculus Rift in the future. But as far as Sony's concerned, I'd like to see, I can't wait to see what they're doing. And thinking about it now, it just seems pretty obvious that Sony is going to unveil this thing at GDC. If you look at the timing of the Microsoft press release, it's obviously to counter whatever Sony is doing within GDC, which is only a day or two away, or it might be today, I'm not really too sure. But yeah, so it seems, yeah, it will be GDC. But as far as Microsoft plans to implement VR, we really don't know much. What we do know is that Phil Spencer put out a tweet a couple of weeks ago, or a week ago I think it was, just saying this year's Microsoft press conference, you are going to see the biggest surprise ever from an E3. Now, I'm going to be doing a video on all the speculation of what that tweet actually means, from Halo movies to funny comments, funny tweets I should say, from Sony guys just saying, oh yeah, it's going to be running 1080p, that's going to be the biggest surprise. But so I think that's about it for the fun stories today. If you enjoyed this, please write a comment and click the subscribe button. I do appreciate all the views I get. I know it's not many, but we're just trying to start out with something new. I do enjoy the news and the speculation stuff, so I think we're going to be sticking with that for a while at least. I should be uploading a bit more iRacing footage as well in the evenings. So if you like iRacing stuff and you subscribe for that, I'm going to be uploading a bit more of that. I've got a few pieces of footage that I could show you guys, which is quite fun. But that's going to be about it. We're about done. We won this match, but I'm going to leave you with the rest of this match and enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll talk to you again soon. Thanks a lot, guys. Oh yeah, I nearly forgot, and make sure you follow on Twitch as well. Leave the link in the description below for my Twitch account. If you could press the follow button on that, that'd be fantastic as well. Have a good day, and I'll speak to you again soon.
He really believes he can turn you, sir.
It's up to you now, my friend. Take the ship.
On the frontier today, the IMC's port of Demeter was attacked by militia insurgents. Reports are sketchy, but indications are that the refueling facilities sustained major damage in the battle. Numerous casualties are
They just cut us off from the core systems. We're stuck on the wrong side of the frontier, sir.
In action.
Yes, we